everyone, I'm Councilmember Encinas, and welcome back to Professionals on the Rise. If you're from our great state, you already know our next guest. State 48 is a brand for all, inspired by Arizona and located right here in Chandler. More than just a t-shirt company, State 48 prides itself in its partnerships and helping local people and businesses make a statement through their service-based offerings. Today, I'm proud to be joined by the co-founder, CEO, and friend of mine, Mike Spangenberg. Yeah. Mike, thanks so much for being here with us and opening up your great store here in Chandler for us.
Absolutely. Thank you. You killed it. That was a great introduction. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Mike, I wanted to shed a little bit of light on your story here as a young professional and, peeling back the curtains on such a staple clothing brand here in Arizona. So tell us a little bit about your background and what inspired you to create State 48.
Yeah, so I was born in this beautiful city, Chandler, which was rare growing up here. And, as a young kid, I've always had the entrepreneur itch. Like, I think my favorite thing about school was back to school shopping. Always loved clothes, always loved Arizona. Spent 15 years in the hotel industry. I've always loved people and customer service. And in 2013, we officially launched State 48 just to represent Arizona in a positive and fashionable way. And we want to be so much more than selling t-shirts and hats. So it means the world to myself and our team that we could be based right here in Chandler.
No, and you guys are spread across all factors from, professional sports here in Arizona down to our local schools, down to even our city. And now you guys have license plates here for everybody across the state of Arizona, which is great. What factors played a role in choosing Chandler to be here for State 48? Yeah,
the city of Chandler was so helpful in helping us find our first place in the back of this complex. I think 2015, 2016, and I always felt like Chandler was the underdog in this beautiful state. As much as I love everything about Arizona, I have taken a lot of pride in being from Chandler, going to Goodman Elementary, going to Anderson Junior High, going to the Chandler High School. So I wanted to, keep State 48 headquartered here in Chandler.
Love that. I love how you're focusing on being hometown. I'm from hometown. I'm from Chandler. Go Chandler Wolves. Yep. So it's great that you maintained here and you can keep that vision here in Chandler. So Mike, I've known you guys since the beginning of State 48, from when you guys had pop-up tents to this amazing store that we're in right now. What was the initial vision and mission for State 48, and how has it evolved over these years?
Yeah, I love reflecting on the good old days, as you know, many of those. But I'm proud that our mission has been the same since day one. Clothing for all, inspired by Arizona. That's real. We just want to represent our beautiful hometown. It's really proud of how it's evolved, and it's so much more than selling t-shirts and hats now, with starting a nonprofit, State 48 Foundation, that supports local entrepreneurs. People that know us know it's all about love, and it's just really giving back to our community.
No, it's great to see where you guys came from to now. I'm very proud of you guys. I'm very proud of this Chandler story that you guys helped create here, and you guys are just spreading it all across the great state of Arizona.
I'm proud of you too, bud. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So what role does networking and relationship building play in entrepreneurship here?
It's the heartbeat of anything. It's what I love the most. I love connecting with people, the good old fashioned having conversations, and that's how you build genuine relationships. We're big on relationships here at State 48. We don't want it to be transactional. So that is so heavy. It's so important of like who you know in life, right? And people want to be around people they like and they trust. So that's important value to us.
Exactly. And then having people trusting your guys' brand and the way that you guys work and having all these collaborations and stuff, it just brings everybody back in, especially if I'm shopping here. And if it's for a certain brand or for a certain company, I just feel like it's local. I feel like I'm giving back and I'm giving part of something that's here within Arizona. So it's great.
And that's why we're so bullish on stores, because we could actually provide great experiences. And I always say, like, when people get to know myself and the team, they really fall in love with the brand and what we stand for, because it's real.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And Mike, running this business and having networking and having all these relationships and building these collaborations, how do you balance the demands of running a business along with your personal life?
I have no balance.
No,
no, I try to work at that. Where I find happiness and balance in my life is really trying to dedicate my Sundays to do nothing, disconnect, watch a reality TV show, whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, it's what I love. Like, I get to do this, and I'm super grateful for it. And it takes a lot of work. So you have to constantly be working and wanting to improve the business and yourself. So I'm still trying to find the balance, but for right now, even short vacations, Saturday to Monday, or, just dedicating my Sunday of doing nothing is really what I find to help me.
So what advice would you give other aspiring entrepreneurs looking to start a business here in Chandler?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's so important to love what you do because it takes a lot of sacrifice, a lot of hard work, solve a problem, and treat people right. Like, it doesn't matter what business you're in. Like, it's really those core values that are really going to help you get to that next level. You know, work your butt off, treat people right, and solve a problem.
Great, great. I like that. I like that a lot. So next, we're going to be heading over to our studio here at the City Hall, and we're going to chat with Chloe Cleveland, who manages all the partnership collaborations. Before we head out over there, is there a certain collaboration or partnership that is coming up, a little sneak peek or something that we can give our audience here?
Yeah, I mean, if you follow Collab Talks with Chloe, you know there's always something coming. But we do have two very meaningful collaborations on our website now. Phoenix Children's Hospital, obviously we all love that organization, and Love Pup. And it's cool partnering with Love Pup because John Jay actually went to Chandler High, and seeing his success in Arizona has been great. So we have those two partnerships on our website now.
That's great to hear. You guys keep expanding as usual, making those great collaborations and partnerships throughout our state. And again, another local Chandler story to be proud of here in Chandler.
C-Town.
Yes, let's go. And so thank you, Mike, so much for, again, opening up your store, opening up the headquarters to us, and letting us have a behind the scenes of what it's take to see what you guys have built here at State 48. Again, I'm very proud of what you guys have done and continuing that legacy here in Chandler. So thank you so much.
Proud of you too. Yeah, it's cool. Let's keep Chandler on the map.
Awesome. Let's go. All right, so we're going to head over to the studio. We're going to be chatting with Chloe Cleveland on the partnerships here at State 48. Chandler, welcome back in studio here. Today I have Miss Chloe Cleveland, who manages the partnership and collaboration for State 48. She gets to work with every different organization, company, nonprofit to get your project started with State 48. Chloe, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me down. It's so cool to see all of this here in person.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your background and what inspired you to work with State 48.
Absolutely. So I grew up here in Arizona. I'm a native. I went to ASU for college. So while I was going to ASU, I actually took a job working with the Arizona Diamondbacks during the time. Your shirt, love it.
Yes.
So at the time, we had a partnership with the Diamondbacks where State 48 had a partnership with the Diamondbacks where they were supplying clothes for the team, the players, the workers, like rally back girls there to wear whilst working at games. My job was to be a rally back. What that is for the Diamondbacks are the girls that do the fun in-game promos, throw out the t-shirts at the games. So it was so much fun, and that is what introduced me to State 48. I saw the clothing while I worked for the Diamondbacks, thought it was super cool, learned a little bit more about the brand, and once the season had ended, I reached out to the team at State 48, just sent an Instagram DM out of the blue, and said, hey, if you guys are ever looking for anyone to rep your clothes or you want like models in your photo shoots, I could see they were a small business. So I was like, yeah, why not? And they said yes. So they had me come down to be in one of the photo shoots one day, and we got to talking. I really loved the energy of their team and the people I was able to meet that day. And it kind of progressed from there.
I like that. It started out just very organically. You worked for the D-backs and stuff, and you kind of got to see the behind the scenes of what they do and their type of work and how involved they are with the different communities and stuff, and shooting straight into the DMs
yes.
and landed that job. That's awesome. And so now that you've been with them, what is like your day-to-day work life with State 48?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Yeah, so I've been with the company for 6 years now. When I first started working with them after that photo shoot, I kind of did a little bit of everything. We called my job operations. I was helping Mike, our CEO, with anything he needed. I was helping with retail, orders, inventory, social media, marketing, everything you can think of. Over the years, though, our team has obviously grown now that we've been in business for nearly 11 years. And my role has then been defined more as our collaboration partnerships, as you mentioned earlier. So what that entails for me is really just connecting with our partners in our community. I do all of the things for partnerships from, landing partnerships and selling people on working with us, sharing our value with people, talking to our partners, helping them along with the design process, placing their orders, attending events, and continuing that connection long after their order has been placed for actual t-shirts with us.
Wow, you're there for every step of the way. That must be very cool to see, you know, meeting with them initially and then seeing the design process to printing to delivering their t-shirts and seeing the impact that they can make with their community. That's awesome. So speaking of these partnerships and these collaborations, about how many would you estimate that State 48 has made collaborations with? And is there any successful or meaningful stories between a certain collaboration that you guys have done?
Yeah, I mean, there are hundreds. So in total, I know just last year alone, we were able to work with 1,300 different organizations on collaboration products and designs. So over the last 11 years of being in business, you know, collaborations kind of started taking off maybe like 3-4 years ago is when it really turned into its own part of the business. So throughout those years, there's been thousands of different organizations and people we've been able to help and impact and bring joy to through these partnerships, which is incredible to see. And I mean, asking to think of, you know, certain ones that have like a special impact or a story, there are so many that it's hard to even narrow down. You know, we work with any type of business, small business, large business, like you mentioned, nonprofit, restaurants, schools, whatever you can think of, construction, gyms, and seeing the places we've been able to partner with all for different reasons is what really just resonates with me. You know, we work with hospitals and they're obviously doing fundraising. We work with schools that are using these for Spirit Days and to see the smiles on the kids' and families' faces. We've worked with restaurants or construction companies to celebrate big milestones and anniversaries within their organizations. And so every single one really does mean something, which again is just really cool to see.
Yeah, you guys have done so many collaborations. You can't, you know, going around the state and seeing State 48 grow so much, you can't turn around without seeing that familiar logo combined with whether it's a company, whether it's a nonprofit, whether it's the city here or with the Diamondbacks or any of, you know, our major sports teams. It's great to see that you guys have that partnership with so many different people. It's amazing. And to see you guys flourish so much has been awesome. So I'm happy that you've been part of that trail of going into that.
Yeah, thank you.
So what advice would you give to professionals that are looking for a career change? I know you made that transition there from the D-backs to State 48. So what advice would you give someone?
Yeah, I mean, that's so true what you said. Like, I really thought I was going to work in sports, kind of had my mind made up about it. Never did I think that I would end up working in retail or any sort of like partnership, community relations role. But that's kind of what this has turned into for me. My advice to anybody who is up and coming or looking for a change would simply be to try everything, because you really never know what something could turn into. When I first took this job with State 48, I was simply helping out in their retail stores and doing some email marketing and social media on the weekends while I was in college. Had no intention or no thought that it was going to end up being my entire career and my entire life one day. So definitely make those connections, go to those events, build your network, and talk to everybody you can, because again, you really just never know what it could end up turning into for you.
No, definitely. That's some great advice to get people out there and get themselves involved and, you know, put it out there in the DM.
For sure.
Say, you know? As for people who don't know, I'm pretty sure there's very few that don't know about State 48. What can residents learn, or how can residents learn more about State 48 and what they do?
Yeah, so we've got a website. It's just state48.com. That's all spelled out. We do not use the numbers in our name, but everything about us can be found on our website. We've got videos on there about who we are, how we came about, the different services we offer, which is really growing quickly these days. You know, we have our full retail store. We've got 4 locations in Arizona as of now, but we also offer other services such as our collaborations, custom screen printing and embroidery, custom design, art and branding. There's so many different things that we do, and all that information can be found at state48.com.
Awesome. You heard it first, guys. You got to go to state48.com. Chloe, I want to thank you so much for being with us. Also for Mike being with us and showing us a tour in their headquarters. Thank you for sharing you guys' Chandler story. And to our audience, thank you guys for all joining us today. And we'll see you next time on Professionals on the Rise.